Okay, so I've laid out these 5 file manager windows, okay, and a large one at the bottom. And the purpose of this is to describe to you what happens when you browse for an image using the CompuMatter Media Manager, and you can see where that image gets deposited as it works through the different parts of its life cycle. So for starters, when I hit browse and I select an image, but before I crop it, you're going to notice that an image appears here in the image veneer, the temporary image veneer folder, and another image appears here in the uploads image temp folder. We won't get into the purposes of those, but it's just important that you see if you upload a file before you select the cropper, that an image does in fact get deposited in both of these places. Now if I click on this arrow here, you'll see we are in the CM eCore folder for this client. Each client, of course, has their own domain folder which their stuff is kept in to keep it separate from everybody else. And let's just show you how this works. We're going to browse for an image. The image has to be a suitable image, JPEG, PNG, that kind of thing, not a PSD file. So we'll click any image here. All right. So we have these flowers. Now you'll notice as soon as I selected that image, we did in fact get a file called temp media JPEG. And we have the original file right here. Every new image that's uploaded will create this very same temp media file in their temp directory. It gets overwritten every time when they crop another image, so you can't expect to see multiple images. It always be one. And over here, it will always be the original file, and the original file name will get put there. Now we're going to go ahead and select a portion of this image. Every day is Mother's Day. Click crop it, and now we will see these next 2 get populated. Okay, now they have a different nomenclature which starts as the, this is going to be 71 is the parent ID of the entire gallery, also known as the gallery ID in this case. You'll see that 71 right here. The 146, which you can't quite see here, is, there you go, is it's called a child ID. That helps us. It doesn't really help you, but that's what that represents. And 303 is the actual media ID, which is this particular picture as it appears in the database. If I close this and open the gallery up again, it will display that in here. You'll see the media ID as part of its properties. So that's how that happens. What you see on the left is actually a resized version of what's on the right. So if I go to details, we've got 1437 by 958, and if I come over here, you'll see it's 2668 by 11. So this is a bigger version of the image. This is actually the original version, the untouched original file with the correct nomenclature, which is really the only difference between this and this, is we've coded the nomenclature so that we know where that fits when we want to pull that image on the front end. Over here, we have resized it to the more favorable resolution because that's where you get the term veneer over here. The veneer image is the image we show the public on the way in. It's a lighter weight version of the original. We want to protect the client against themselves. That's why we've created this version. If they've uploaded some monstrous megapixel image, well, that's not going to play out very well on the web, so we purposely cut it down to this. And we put the original here because let's say they're in the business of selling antique automobiles. We want to display this for the face to the public, but if they click on this image, we want them to see it we want to see the highest resolution image possible, and that's what this will give them. Might require a little patience, but they'll get all the glory and all the detail. Now that brings us down to our last section, which is the domain name, which is the what we refer to as our CM eCore folder. And it's important to note that all of these are in the CM eCore folders. Okay, so this last folder is an important one for a couple of different reasons. One of them is if in fact we have set a maximum resolution, and that's a plug-in feature. It's max_res_w or _h, depending on if our constraint is width or height. And that says no matter what, we cannot have an image wider or taller than whatever that number is. We'll look at see how that compares, and we have a default max res setting for the plugin as well, but the consumer can't override that. Now we're going to make that comparison in the code, and then we are going to put that image right here in our CME Core Images temp folder, and we're going to add to that the prefix which you see in this case of 16, which is the post ID. So that lets us know what, so this code right here gives us the page, the ID, in this case the parent ID or gallery ID, the parent, the child ID, and the media ID. It really allows us to isolate this photo. This is in fact the image that's going to appear on the page when the plugin loads. Now the one beneath it that says shadow, if in fact a shadow was called for by the plugin by supplying a shadow color, then the shadow file will be produced, and that is in fact the one that would be used over this one, although its dimensions are the same. That's created using ImageMagick from the command line. And that's it. I hope that gives you a handle on the flow. It doesn't really describe the code required, but it gives you an idea of what the expectations are.